All right. Hey, everyone. Welcome to Mobility. This is Shannon from the Houston Fitness Center. I'm just going to go through my slides real quick. You guys should know all about Wellness Bingo by now. Trivia Mania. You submit your scores by the 21st. Maybe it is still going on, but I didn't have a poll for today for earlier. Okay,
Yeah, it was
and then
4 weeks, so it goes through the end of this week, I think.
thank you. I wonder why the poll wasn't showing up for my other class. Okay, so I will pull up the poll for that. And then the cooking demo is next Wednesday. I'm actually teaching this one. I'm really excited about it. So if you guys are interested in a really quick, easy weeknight meal, but want it to be healthy, that's what we're going to do in that class. All right, so I'm going to stop my share. I'm going to spotlight my video so it stays on me. All right, if you guys will meet me at the bottom of your mat, we're going to work on spine and hips today. So we'll first start with a little bit more of low back, and then we're going to get into more of our hips. All right, I want you guys to go into a forward fold. Bring your arms up nice and high, reaching up towards the ceiling, and then you're going to push your hips back and you're going to reach for the floor as best as you can. You can think about reaching for your shins. You can think about reaching for your shoelaces or your toes, and we're going to hold it right here for a little bit. If you need to rock your hips a little bit back and forth, bending in one knee and then the other, just a slight bit to help you get a little bit deeper, just easing into the stretch, you can do that. Think about breathing in with your nose, out with your mouth. Maybe you can try reaching a little bit lower now since you've been holding for a little over 20 seconds. This next exercise we're about to go into is called a Frogger, and you're going to be working on the depth of your squat. If you need to, you can separate your feet from each other from a little bit, but what you're going to do is grab the bottom of your toes. You can bend in your knees, actually. You can bend those knees all the way until you're into a low squat that you're comfortable in, okay? So I'm as low as I can possibly get right now in this squat. You need to modify, you're just not, well, actually at the very bottom, like in my position, this is easier than holding a regular squat. So let me just tell you that first. If you can't get this low, that's okay. You can be higher up in a squat. For me, this is a lot easier. I'm going to hold onto my toes and I'm going to straighten out my legs as best as I can, and then I'm going to come back down into the depth of that squat. We're putting this on repeat. This is what a Frogger is. You're going to get a good stretch in your hamstrings as well as you're straightening out. If you can't straighten them out all the way, that's okay. The key is that you do not let go of your toes. If you let go of your toes, you're cheating. But if you don't straighten out your legs as much as possible, like if you don't straighten out your legs completely, that's just modifying. So you're allowed to modify. Just don't let go of your toes. We're going to get a couple more of these reps in. And last one. What I want you to do is to walk it out onto that floor, onto your mat. You're going to drop into a cobra. So go ahead and just place your chest down on the floor. You're going to bring out your palms right next to your chest, and you're going to push up. Now, you don't have to get all the way up, right? If you're just bending in your elbows, that's enough. Or if you want to put your elbows on the mat, palms on the mat, and then look up, you're focusing on your low back right now. You feel the tightness? So if you want to make it harder, that's when you straighten out those arms. Just have a good body check right now. Scan your body. What is tight? What feels pretty good? All right, we've done this next exercise a couple times. Some people call it the scorpion. Right now we're doing the cobra. Next is the scorpion. All right, this is when we're working on, a lot of times we're working on our shoulder capsule, but you're also working on your spine as well. Okay, go ahead and drop your chest to the floor. Reach out your arms nice and wide. You're going to throw your right leg over your body. Your toe is tapping the floor behind you. Okay, the right side of your chest is coming up. I feel the stretch, right, in my spine. I also feel this in my chest. I'm going to feel the stretch in the shoulder that's down here on the floor. You can push yourself up a little bit if you want to put a little bit more work into the shoulder, a little bit more stretch into the chest. Or you're really focusing on throwing that leg over and tapping the floor to get a good stretch in the spine. Think about opening up your hip. So as my right foot is down on the floor, I'm opening up that right hip as I throw it over. And we're going to switch sides. So come back into that prone position. Now you're going to throw your left leg over your body, opening up that hip. Hold here as long as you can. Where do you feel tight? Do you feel it in your low back? Do you feel it in your hips? Do you feel it in your chest? And come back to center. Beautiful. From here, we're going to go into what we call frog rocks. It almost looks like a child's pose. Your knees are going to be further apart. I'm going to come out a little wide so you guys can see. So my knees are going to be further out, and I'm going to reach out my hands, and my hips are up in the air. So I'm not sitting back on my heels like I would for a regular child's pose. So my knees are apart. I'm going to reach out my arms. And now my chest is coming down towards the floor, but it's not as low as it would it's not as low as it would be for a regular child's pose. All right, I'm going to come back to the other way. To save my knees, they need to be on the mat. So if you need to adjust, right? So we're going to hold here, and then we're going to add some movement. Go ahead and come to your elbows. And now you're going to rock back and forth. You're going to rock your hips back towards your heels, and then you're going to come forward. And just put that on repeat, rocking the hips back, and then bringing them forward towards the floor. Breathing in with your nose, out with your mouth. Where are you tight? Is it all up in the hips? We're going to get a few more in. Couple more reps. And release. Come to your palms. Now I want you to take one leg out nice and straight. So you have one knee still down on the floor. The other leg is straight. It's almost like you're squatting in a kickstand, right? But we're still in that frogger position. So you're going to do the same thing. You're going to push those hips back, and then you're going to come forward. We're now on our palms, so we're not down on our elbows anymore. Hike those hips back, bring them forward. You should feel a stretch in your inner thigh. I have my left leg out right now, so I feel that stretch in my left thigh. Switch sides. So my left knee comes out, right foot is out, right leg is straight. And rock it back, bring it forward. You may need to play around with how far out that right foot is. If it's not far out enough, you're not going to feel a stretch in your inner thigh. Couple more reps. We're about halfway through our mobility work. And release. Okay, this next one, I'll change it up. We're going to do a greatest stretch ever, and then I have a new exercise for us. So bring your right foot forward, drop your palms down to the floor. Your back knee is off the mat, and then you're going to try to push your hips down and forward. That's when you're going to feel the stretch. If that back leg is kind of high up, like your hamstring is reaching towards the ceiling, you're not going to feel the stretch. That's when you want to drop the hips down and forward. We're going to switch sides. If you need to modify, you put that knee back on the floor. Even when you're transitioning from right to left, you can drop that knee down on the floor to help. Remember, push the hips down and back. I'm sorry, down and forward. And switch sides. Switch sides. Push the hips down and forward. All right, I have my right foot out. We're going to do one more time on the left side. Make it even. Left side. And release. Come to your knees. This next one is called a windmill. Half kneeling windmill. You're going to take your right foot out, and you're going to make a 90-degree angle. I want you to put your hands behind your head, and you're going to dip your right elbow down towards your knee. You can go past your knee, and then you're going to come up. We're going to do that again, okay? Breathe in as you lower. Exhale, come up. Breathe in as you lower. Exhale, come up. We're going to do a few more of these reps. Something to add. So we've been dipping down with our right elbow. I want you to rotate underneath your shoulder blades to face your right knee, then come forward and dip again. Dip, come up, rotate, rotate back, and dip. Come up, rotate, rotate back, and dip. Come up, rotate, last time. Rotate, down, come up, release. We're going to switch sides. So now my left leg is out. My hands are behind my head. We're going to dip the left elbow down towards the left knee. Come up, just the dip. No rotation yet. In with your nose, out with your mouth. Keep that 90-degree angle. Right, keep that foot out. All right, let's dip and then add the rotation. Breathe in, you're dipping, come up, rotate underneath the shoulder blades, back and down. Come up, rotate, and back down. Breathe in as you lower, exhale, come up. Breathe in as you rotate, breathe out as you come back center. Good job. Let's get one last one. And release. All right, we're going to do our half kneeling. We're going to go we're going to push our hips forward, our knee forward, basically, out in front of us. Then we're going to get our 45-degree angle and then our 90-degree angle. It's just a really great hip opener. Push that knee forward. That knee's going to go past your toes. You want to make sure that front foot's not too far away or too close to your body. Come up. I want you to bring that foot out about 45 degrees. Push the knee forward towards those toes. Come back and now pull 90. And come back. Front foot. 45 degrees. 90 degrees. We're going to do that one more time. Right foot forward, knee goes past the toes. It's the one time I'm going to tell you to bring your knees past your toes. 45 degrees. And 90 degrees. Beautiful. We're going to switch sides. If you need to roll up your mat a little extra, you can do that. Left foot forward. Push those hips. Push that knee forward. Other side, 45 degrees. The other side. Bring it to the side. Now bring it all the way to the side. 90 degrees. And again on repeat. Left foot forward. Push the knee forward. Come back. Only holding for a second or two down at the very bottom of that stretch. Other side. We're going to do it one more time. This is the last one. Front, 45-degree angle. And last one, 90-degree angle. Beautiful. Okay, come to a seated position. I haven't done this one in so long. This is our butterfly. You're going to bring your feet together. You're going to try to push your knees down with your hands, or you can use your elbows, either one, whatever you're comfortable with. There are options. Breathe in with your nose, out with your mouth. Try to push down constantly with those elbows. Maybe you're pushing into more of your quads instead of your knees. As long as you're feeling a stretch. If you need to bring your chest a little bit low towards your shoes, you can do that. Just a little bit longer. 3, 2, 1. Whew, release. Guys, we're going to end with our 90-90 stretch. And then have a fun finisher for you guys. Well, I say it's a finisher. It's not hard. You're going to go into your 90-90 stretch. 90 degrees with your right leg, 90 degrees with your left leg. You're going to put your hands on your foot and your knee, and you're going to bring your chest over your shin as best as you can. The lower you get, the harder it's going to be. So whatever you're most comfortable with. Go ahead and come up. We're going to do that again. And reach. Dropping that chest over your shin. We're going to hold for a few seconds down at the bottom, as low as you can. And release, come up one more time. Drop the chest over the shin. And come up. I want you to switch sides. So now my left leg is forward, my right leg is back. You're going to put your hand on your foot, your other hand on your knee, and you're going to bring that chest over your shin as best as you can. Hold for a few seconds and come up. We're going to do that again. And reach. Hold for a few seconds at the very bottom and come up. Do that one more time. Dropping that chest over the shin. And release. I want you to switch back to the other side. My right leg is forward. You're sitting up nice and tall. You are going to lift your back heel up like so. Bring it back down as best as you can. And then you're going to lift up your back knee like so. And then back down. We're going to put that on repeat. Lift up that heel. Down. Lift up the knee. The first time I ever did this, I really couldn't do it. I took practice. Lift up the foot. Lift up the knee. Be aware of what's tight. Do you feel it in your quad? Is it your glute? Is it your hips? We're going to do a couple more. Takes a little bit to get used to it. And switch sides. This is it. Last exercise. So now we flipped. My left leg is forward. I'm going to lift up my back heel. Drop it. Back knee. Drop it. Back heel. Drop it. This side is tighter than my other side. Knee. Drop it. Heel. Drop it. Knee. Drop it. When I lift up that heel, I feel more tightness in this hamstring than I did on the other side. Knee. One more time each side. Let's do heel. Down. Knee. Down. Beautiful. All right, guys. Time is up. We are done with mobility. Thanks for tuning in and doing that exercise with me. You guys went through 11 exercises. Great job. I hope your hips feel a lot better for the rest of the week. If you need anything, please feel free to reach out. And I'm going to try to pull up this poll.